We talk about how Kelsey Plum was in her bag yesterday. Man, she went crazy out there. Crossover, threes, even hitting push-ups. And she 21-1 against the Fever, so they can't even stop her for real. She was looking like Iverson. Step backs, drives, pass. I don't know, Kelsey Plum.
When the Indiana Fever walked onto their home floor Saturday night to face the Los Angeles Sparks, fans were bracing for a statement performance. Instead, they witnessed another chapter in Kelsey Plum's relentless takeover of this matchup. And this time, it wasn't just about the numbers on the scoreboard. She powered through defenders, imposed her will physically, and made sure everyone in the building knew exactly who was in control.
Them while doing it.
So this play right here is when they were trying to trap Kelsey Plum, and Kelsey Plum ended up kind of bowing Lexi over and then stepping over, like really kneeing her body, knocking her back, and then walking over her, fam. So we about to take a look.
The Fever fell to the struggling Sparks, 89-87. But the real headline wasn't the 2-point margin. It was Kelsey Plum pushing her jaw-dropping 21-1 record against Indiana even further, dictating the tempo and towing the line with hyper-physical plays that kept everyone talking. This wasn't just another regular season matchup. It felt like a calculated display of control, a performance that blended scoring, swagger, and just enough edge to get inside Indiana's head from tip-off to the final buzzer.
Fair.
Kelsey Plum now holds the highest win percentage in WNBA history against a single opponent. Minimum 20 games played, 21 wins, and just 1 loss against the Indiana Fever. That's a staggering 95.45% win rate, a number so absurd it almost sounds fictional. But what makes it even tougher to swallow for Indiana isn't just the dominance in the standings. It's the way she does it. Game after game, she doesn't simply edge them out. She controls the tempo, seizes the big moments, and turns each matchup into a reminder of who's had the upper hand in this rivalry.
Plum is a baller. Azurá Stevens is a baller. She would fit perfect on the Fever with her ability to run the floor and spread the floor and her size. She'd be like, they'd be unstoppable with Azurá Stevens. And Kelsey Plum had some fun out there in this game, both at the expense of Lexi Hull, who she called a flopper on this play.
The most shocking moment of Saturday's game wasn't even the final score. It was a heated sequence involving Kelsey Plum and Lexi Hull that instantly changed the tone inside the arena. Plum appeared to shove Hull to the floor during a physical exchange, then stepped over her in a move that felt more symbolic than accidental. As Hull tried to get back to her feet, the contact continued, and the tension only escalated. What frustrated Indiana fans most wasn't just the play itself, it was the lack of a strong whistle. While emotions ran high on the court, the officials let it unfold, turning what could have been a routine foul into one of the most talked about flashpoints of the night.
Yeah, this one's more so of, yeah, she did bowl her over, right? There she goes, she throws it out. Now watch this. She was already mad at the fact that I believe Lexi got a call for kind of falling back, getting a charge call. She was complaining to the ref. She's flopping, right? Which they're gonna show that after this. But look, she literally, intentionally runs over her, knee her a little bit, just so her body can fall back over, bro. Oh my goodness.
And this wasn't the first time the theatrics stole the spotlight. Kelsey Plum even dropped to the floor mid-game and knocked out 3 full push-ups while the ball was rolling out of bounds. Not 1, not 2, but 3, as if to send a message. It wasn't just celebration. It felt like live in-game trolling. The kind of swagger that says the moment isn't too big, the matchup isn't too difficult, and there's still energy left in the tank for a little showmanship. For Indiana, it wasn't just about getting outplayed, it was about getting outflexed in front of their own crowd.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, again, Kelsey Plum came to play. She was doing push-ups out on the floor. So, she was serious about showing out, showing off, perhaps just a little bit in this one, as you can see. 1, 2, 3 push-ups for KP.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe. The fourth quarter incident involving Lexi Hull and Kelsey Plum was one of the most controversial moments of the night. Hull was defending in a double-team situation when hard contact sent her to the floor. As she tried to get back up, there was more physical jostling, bodies tangled, and emotions clearly boiling over. What stunned fans wasn't just the contact, It was the lack of a decisive whistle. Officials ruled it a jump ball, and play moved on as if nothing major had occurred. That decision only fueled frustration in the arena and online, especially when Plum appeared to argue that Hull had exaggerated the contact. To many viewers, it crossed the line from intense playoff-style physicality into something that felt personal. Whether you call it gritty competitiveness or unnecessary roughness, one thing is certain. It shifted the tone of the game and left Indiana fans feeling like more than just the scoreboard was against them.
That's terrible. Now, I did see somebody say she kicked her in the head. I don't know if she kicked her. I can't necessarily see it right there, but she definitely ran into her on purpose so she could take her out of the play, man.
The most embarrassing part? Indiana dropped this game to a Sparks team sitting at 6-13, one of the worst records in the league this season. Before this matchup, Los Angeles had managed just 2 wins since June 12, both against the Fever. Let that sink in. The Sparks have struggled against almost everyone, except Indiana. Somehow this matchup keeps flipping the script and turning into their comfort zone. The absence of Caitlin Clark was impossible to ignore. Her presence, spacing, and late-game shot creation were clearly missed on multiple possessions. Still, Indiana's core battled. Aaliyah Boston led the way with 23 points and 12 rebounds. Natasha Howard added 21. Kelsey Mitchell chipped in 19. Sophie Cunningham brought energy on both ends. On paper, that production should have been enough. But none of it felt like enough, with Kelsey Plum controlling the rhythm, dictating the moments, and playing with the kind of confidence that made it seem like she was completely at home, even on Indiana's
She owned
floor.
the building.
Without Caitlin, but Kelsey Mitchell's got it going, and she's been brilliant recently, and Aaliyah Boston continues to have an awesome season, and I love the physicality that Aaliyah Boston is showing, but they weren't able to get it done down the stretch against the Sparks.
In the fourth quarter, with the game still hanging in the balance, tensions boiled over again between Kelsey Plum and Lexi Hull. During a trap near the sideline, Plum delivered a hard bump that sent Hull to the floor. As bodies tangled, Plum stepped over her, a moment that instantly drew comparisons to Allen Iverson stepping over Tyronn Lue back in 2001. But this wasn't a final stage or a historic crossover. It felt raw, heated, and controversial, a flashpoint that shifted the emotional energy inside the arena. What made the loss sting even more was the timing. Indiana had won 3 straight, including the Commissioner's Cup championship, and appeared to be carving out a new identity, even without Caitlin Clark on the floor. Confidence was building. Momentum was real. Then came the collapse. The Fever missed their final 5 shots, 4 of them in the last minute. The offense tightened. The rhythm disappeared. Against an opponent, and a player, with such a lopsided history in the matchup, every possession seemed heavier. When you're facing someone who has beaten you 21 of 22 times, doubt can creep in. And in crunch time, doubt is deadly. Plum didn't just impact the box score, she controlled the emotional temperature of the game. Whether it was skill, swagger, or psychological edge, she dictated the closing moments and walked away with the win once again.
Reset timeout, inbound the ball, Aaliyah Boston gets it. Pretty good look. Very good look. Wide open look. Nobody within 5 feet of her look. Brick. Game over. Game over. The players, they didn't make their shots coming down the stretch. That's how the players collapsed.
What makes Kelsey Plum's dominance over Indiana even more absurd is the context. 19 of her 21 wins against the Fever came while she was with the Las Vegas Aces. She didn't just beat them once, she transferred her personal mastery of Indiana's roster to an entirely new team. This season, the Sparks are struggling, but against Indiana, they might as well be a championship-caliber squad. Plum's post-game demeanor was telling. 20 points on efficient shooting, yet her celebration was casual, almost bored, as if beating Indiana had become just another routine day at the office. And truthfully, with a 21-1 record, it probably is. Her infamous push-up incident summed up this attitude perfectly. After being knocked down by Kelsey Mitchell in the second quarter, instead of getting up and resuming play like a normal pro, Plum dropped to the floor and knocked out 3 push-ups mid-game. It wasn't athleticism for show, it was psychological warfare. Think of it as the basketball equivalent of doing a touchdown dance while already dominating by 30 points. Unnecessary, provocative, and devastatingly effective in sending a message.
Warfare.
I mean, what in the world is going on with Kelsey Plum, man? She is on a different level, all right, when it comes to psychologically. I mean, I don't know what she's on, man. Yo. Then she did these push-ups after getting a foul on Kelsey Mitchell. This woman here, man, Kelsey Plum, she could be one of the most entertaining players on the floor with all her antics and all her body language and how she cuss out refs. Look at her. She was saying she flopped. She really flopped.
The Fever are now 9-in on the season, but when Kelsey Plum's name appears on the other side of the court, their confidence feels closer to 0-22. This isn't just a loss on the scoreboard, it's a mental war, and Plum has consistently come out on top. When the final buzzer sounded, every Fever player's frustration was written all over their faces. They know they're capable. They know they've put in the work. But knowing and executing under the shadow of someone who has dominated you 21 out of 22 times? That's a different battle entirely. The heartbreak is compounded when you see players like Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard pour everything into the game, only to watch it slip away. Boston posted 23 points and 12 rebounds. Howard had 21 and 9. Kelsey Mitchell added 19. Championship-level performances, all undone because Plum wasn't ready to let go of her historic streak. She didn't just beat them. She reminded everyone that she owns this matchup, body, mind, and scoreboard.